I finished a big scraping project this weekend, and this is for a friend of mine. Her name's Carla, and she lives a few towns away from here. Anyway, she had this. This is a cast iron Taft Peirce surface plate. It's pretty old. Taft Peirce hasn't made cast iron surface plates in quite a while. Anyway, she's had this for many years, and it has some sentimental value. Well, when I first looked at it, it was in pretty rough shape, and at the time I was getting into scraping and whatnot, and anyway, I offered to re-scrape it for her, which I did. Now, you know, full disclosure here, this is, I suppose I cheated a little bit here, okay? There was quite a few dingus McGee's in the surface of the plate that were actually fairly deep. So I took it down to my buddy Jim at Advanced Grinding in Oakland, and he knocked a few thousandths off of the top of it to get down below the divots. And then basically what I did was I just broke it up for bearing, okay? The technique I used is what Robin and I call Moore pattern scraping. This is, some people call it hook scraping. Little different technique, and it takes a little bit of practice to learn, but well worth learning. So it's less physically tiring, and basically if you do it correctly, it produces no burrs, which is pretty nice. And you know, if it's good enough for Moore, it's good enough for me. Their machines are in the National Institute of Standards and Technology, so when those guys need a new machine, they pick up the phone and they call Moore. So I think they know a little something about scraping. Enough said about that. Anyway, scraping is also kind of like watching paint dry, so this is going to be a pretty short video, and I'll show you some highlights of scraping this. And Carla, thank you very much for a fun little project. I really got to work out. So anyway, we'll come in a little closer and we'll look at it here. There's a little better close-up of the surface there, and this is the scraper I use. This is a Sandvik scraper, and it's turning out to be kind of my favorite scraper, and it's sized well for me, lengthwise and whatnot. And you'll notice that I don't have a big mushroom handle on this. And if you perfect your Moore pattern or hook scraping, you really don't need a big handle because it's a lot less physically tiring on the body. It's a subtle twisting and scooping motion. Robin did an excellent video on the technique of hook scraping, and it does take a little bit of practice, but well worth the time spent to learn it. Anyway, so I marked lines at a 45 degree from the edge, and I did basically two passes that overlapped. And anyway, this is the end result. So let's check out some highlights of that. It's the spa treatment for the surface plate. Oh, yeah. Okay.